And in the world of music, I'm introducing my guest, Neon Adejo. Unisa, actually, better known by his stage name, Neon Adejo. And he is a Nigerian singer, songwriter, well known for his hit song, Adejo. And he joins me now from our Lagos studio. I'm so delighted to have you on the show. Congratulations to you. Somebody's getting married.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But really, though,
Thank you
what's
so much.
happening? I need you to give me this inside scoop. First of all, it's like they said, all the gospel musicians in Nigeria, everybody, all the guys are in a group chat, yeah? And then the group admin said, everybody, 2024, get married. And you people have just been doing turn by turn. This week is you. What's going on? Is Jesus coming soon and we don't know? What's happening?
I mean, I don't know what to say, but for me, I feel like 2024 is that year where is a settlement year where God is settling every young person, and it's like a wind, you know. And I feel like one of the ministers of God that prophesied it last year was Minister Nathaniel Bassey. You know, when he said it, but he said 2024 is going to be a year of kingdom marriage. And before you knew it, it's like something exploded. I didn't even know that the other guys were getting married. I just started seeing it, and I also, you know, and I already prepared myself to, you know, settle down this year, and God just did it. You know, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, like I said, congratulations to you. The more the merrier. Even if I feel really bad for one of, you know, he's my friend actually, so I can tease him. Great man. He keeps on making all these videos of Dr. Foy teasing him. Y'all should leave Great Man alone. Can we agree that you guys should just leave Great Man alone?
I mean, I'm not part of the bullies.
Anyway, let's talk about you now, Neon.
Yeah.
Adejo is a song that I
Okay.
would say, with gospel, it's hard to tell the song that's really going to take. Minister Dunsin released a song, and the lyrics of the song basically says, sometimes worship is not about the song that you want to sing, but more about what, you know, the Spirit leads you to sing about. You know, sometimes you might want to sing a song, but then something else is what you end up singing about, something else, because it's really not about what you would like to sing. And I think that might just be the case for you, because how do you know which song is going to be a hit and which song isn't?
I mean, honestly, to be very honest with you, I don't really, when God gives me songs, I don't see them as hit songs. I just see them as songs on assignment. And so whoever encounters the song would experience Jesus. That's just how I see it. So I don't see that, oh, it's going to be an anthem for the whole world. I mean, that's what everybody desires. But for me, it's just about fulfilling the assignment. There's somebody that God has given me this song for. And so my own duty is to write the song, record it, make sure that it's excellently recorded, and put it out there. And whoever encounters it, if you're the one, you're going to experience God and get an answer from everything you've been talking to God about. Because I feel like spiritual songs are weapon, you know, and they are weapons rather. And when you walk in obedience, then you give God the opportunity to use that song as an assignment, as a tool to, you know, fulfilling his mandate in people's life. So that's how I see it. I mean, if you put your mind that a song is going to be a hit, oh, I'm writing songs, it's already a hit. There are songs where we're in the studio and we're just vibing to it, and it was powerful, the atmosphere was, you know, soaked up. But when we released the song, it felt like we released it for ourselves. And then 2-3 years later, somebody reaches out and says, this your song did something miraculously in my life. And you're wondering, I recorded this song 2 years ago, released it 2 years ago. How is it just making sense 2 years later? Like, for example, the Adejo that we know was recorded, became popular 2 years plus after I released it. There's another song called Breathe Upon Me, became popular 3 years after I released it. So I mean, that's how it works. If you put your mind that the song is already a hit song, then you probably might be disappointed, because like Dunsin said, it's not about the song you want, it's about the song he wants. Yeah.
I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, when he sang that song, you know how sometimes you're like with Mr. Dunsin, it's upper room, and then there's songs you're expecting to hear. So when I heard that, particular song, I was like, okay, well, that's a fact. As much as I want to jump and dance and all of that, sometimes it's not just about that. But now, as a gospel artist, I feel like
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel like there is an understanding of not an understanding, an expectation of what the gospel music industry is. Now, in terms of profit, in terms of in terms of frequency of releases of music, and in terms of popularity as well. What's the dynamic for you in the industry? Because it's quite different, from secular music. Some gospel artists would even say, see, I'm a gospel artist, but doesn't mean that I cannot sing about love. For some people, it's just about, they call it motivational artistry, right? So how do you look into, what's the dynamic around the gospel music industry, especially when it comes to, making money off of the industry? Are you meant to make money off of it? Is it a business or is it a ministry? How do you differentiate it?
Oh, okay. First of all, I'll say that every music minister is meant to be on an assignment. And every music minister is meant to have a message. I mean, there's a particular part of the body that God is calling you to. It may be the fingers, it may be the legs, it may be the head. There's something that God is calling you to. So once you discover that thing and you stay there, for example, Minister Dunsin sings about the glory of God. Minister Nathaniel Bassey sings about some of the things. When you hear their song, it just revolves around that message. I, for one, I sing about the grace and the mercy of God. It's all about Jesus for me, like the finished work of Christ. That's what my focus is on, because that's where I've found my assignment to be, and so I focus on that. So the moment you begin to focus on that, you begin to find, the moment you focus on that, you begin to find expression more, and then you begin to get attention more, and then God begins to glorify himself in you. But in the place, and when that happens, then the next question comes in. Do we really make money off music or not? The truth of the matter is, anybody that is, uploading their songs on digital platforms, there's one way or the other, you've transited from just ministry to music business. There's an industry side of ministry, and the industry side is what encompasses the distribution of songs, calculation of royalties, endorsements, and every other thing that comes with it. Music is a universal thing. So of course there are genres. So there's gospel, there's R&B, there's pop, there's whatever the case may be. But the moment you start uploading your songs on digital platforms, then you are ready for the business. And if you're not ready for the business, someone else will be making money off you, and you don't know about it. So it's important that you understand that we do not push the idea of money, but once you start putting your song on digital platforms and you're shooting videos, you're uploading on YouTube, those platforms gives money. They make a lot of money off those platforms. You're doing all of these things, and then if you don't really understand that industry aspect, you'll be losing out of the benefit of, I tell my friends, the best place to make money is in God. That's the most safest place to make money. There's no better place to make money. So if you don't maximize that opportunity of what the digital platform brings, then you'll be ignorant enough to lack a lot of things in ministry, because what fuels the ministry is money. I mean, what is keeping the gospel going is money. If people decide to withhold their money, then there will be a limitation to how far the gospel can go. There'll be a limit to how far the gospel can go. So once we begin to consider this, then, like my friend would say, salvation is free, but you must buy Bible. Because they print this Bible with with, yes, they print it with a lot. Money goes down in printing. There are people who even sow seeds just to make the gospel go. I know that there was a time they were doing fundraising for a particular big event, and they were saying 100 million, 500,000, 200 million, 1 million. And then at the end of the day, that event was going to be free to the masses, right? But people contributed, people donated for that event to be free. So anything that is free, someone has paid for it. In other words, money is a serious tool in pushing the gospel. So however you want to make the money, as long as the motive and your heart is tilted towards the gospel, then you're doing the right thing.
I couldn't have said
as long
it better
as what
myself.
you're doing is not against the will of God. What'd you say?
No, I said I couldn't have said it better myself. But being a gospel artist, and honestly, I understand the fact that not everybody would understand. How do I put it? Not everybody would understand what you're trying to say. There's still criticisms that are around the whole idea of giving, the whole idea of, oh, you're a gospel artist. Shea, singing about Jesus, why are you collecting? How do you handle those type of criticisms when people come to you and say, for instance, you released a song, La Day, correct? The Proposal. And it's a love song, you're singing about love and you're excited, you're about to be married, we are going to be at your wedding, by the way. And some people would say,
well,
you're a gospel artist. Why are you, why are you singing about this, or why are you collaborating with this artist? We've seen musicians collaborate with secular artists, and it's like, why are you doing that? So what's your assessment of these criticisms? A gospel artist staring away from a song that is Jesus, 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 and then talking about anything else, talking about love, or collaborating with artists that are not gospel artists?
Okay, first of all, I would say this. One of the most neglected scriptures in the Bible is Songs of Solomon. No pastor preaches Songs of Solomon on their sermon. Nobody talks about it. But thank God that particular scripture in the Bible was not neglected, was not taken out of the Bible. And to tell you that's how important. You know why? Because there's some sensitive words that in that scripture that people tend to shy away from. But those words are reality. I mean, to be honest with you, first of all, we have to understand that music is a spirit. Music has a spirit, rather. Music has a spirit, and you can either make it a godly spirit or a demonic spirit. Depends on how you want to go about it. So what makes it a godly lyrics, a godly spirit or a demonic spirit is the content of the lyrics, the content of the song, the lyrical content of the song, rather, that either makes it, because words are powerful. The word was created by confessions, by words. God said, let there be, and the words. As powerful as this old word is, it was created with words. Let there be, and there was. Now that's to tell you how powerful words are. So when you listen to these lyrics, you ought to pay attention to the words that are coming out of it, because you're singing it aloud. As you're singing it aloud, you are prophesying, you are confessing, you are rearranging your atmosphere with the words. So that's why we are trying to come into that scene, because for a long time, many have shied away from it, and many have been accused or condemned because they sing about God. But guess what? No matter how bad it's going to be, no matter how bad people are going to criticize Christianity, nobody would ever be able to take Songs of Solomon out of the scriptures. I remember when I was going to do introduction for my wife, they gave us a script, they gave us a Bible verse, and it was from Songs of Solomon. I mean, they would have given us any Bible verse from Matthew, but it wouldn't be relating to what I was doing at the moment. So it's important that we understand that God cherishes love. In fact, of all the powers, of all the names, God chose to call himself love. God chose to wear on the garment of love. So love is very powerful. The beauty and the foundation of Christianity is love. The Bible said, for God so loved the world that he gave. The Bible says, while we're yet sinners, Christ came and died. That's the love that we're talking about. So I can also translate that love to my wife. I can translate that love to my community. I can translate that love to my family members. I can translate that love to just a stranger. You know, so if once we start to understand that love is important in our environment, and the only thing that makes it negative is the content, the lyrical content that comes out of the song. So, for example, you're singing of a love song and you are being extremely sensual. That's dangerous. That's very dangerous. But you're singing about a love song and you're talking about how much you love a woman, how much you appreciate a man, and how much when you begin to sing about the song with the right lyrics, it shapes the environment and how people begin to see love. Because for a long time, love has been negatively interpreted by people who'd never felt love growing up, or who never felt love in their life. And so that has affected how the next generation now sees, how the coming generation now sees love. So that's why there's a lot of heartbreak, there's a lot of use and dump everywhere, because people don't know what love is. They only know what love is from the songs that they listen to, especially the Gen Zs. That's what they know love. So we are coming up to say we want to redefine what love is about, the true essence of love, the true meaning of love, where love came from. The first marital institution was designed by God. The first marriage was designed by God. God made it happen. So it means that it started from somewhere, and there's somebody in charge of it. There's someone who made it happen. And so we must always trace it back to that person if we must get it right. If we must get a solution to marital problems that we have, we must trace it back to God. I have a Benz car. If my Benz car has an issue, I can't take it to a Nissan factory. I have to take it to a Benz factory where they know how to fix it and put all the corrections and do it properly well. And that's how it works. That's how it works. So love came from God, and we have to address it back to God. God is the only one that has the proper answer to give back to us if there's a problem. So we gospel artists, we hear from God. And when God gives us an inspiration concerning love, we shouldn't be afraid or ashamed to put it out because of how people will criticize us or what people will say about us. I mean, I don't mind. And when it comes to collaborating with secular artists, I don't think that's a problem, because the true audience that needs the gospel is not the people in church. The people in church are already saved. The people who need the gospel, Jesus did not depend his ministry at the synagogue. The Bible said how he went about. It wasn't how he went to different churches. It was how he went about doing good and healing those that were oppressed of the devil. So he was going from one place to the other, one city to the other. He was reaching out to the right people. That's why his ministry made a lot of impact. But we now, our greatest impact is in the church. Our biggest patronizers are the church. Our churches, rather. Our biggest patronizers are churches. So how do we come out from that place? And if we keep going in circles, we're never going to impact people. You're only going to be shining light in light instead of shining our lights in darkness. And you can't find darkness in church. You can only find darkness outside of the church. So that's why it's important that we also collaborate with people. But in the process of collaborating, we should not lose our essence. We should not lose the reason why we have been called for such an assignment. And guess what? It's not everybody that can do that assignment. Some people are meant to be in the church edifying the body, while others are meant to be in the field bringing people to the body. I don't know if that makes sense.
Oh, it does. It definitely does. So now, speaking about that love, let's talk about that. I want to talk about, your relationship. How did you guys meet? I'm excited for you. It's in a couple of days, you will be saying your I do's. And I know everyone's going to be talking, oh, what did he wear? What did she wear? Look at her dress, is too loose. No, her dress is too tight. No, she should have one corset. She should not have one corset.
Hey, we don't send anybody. Honestly, we don't send anybody.
No, I have to say it.
But I see the people. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that people who criticize people more are always the people that indulge themselves in those things they criticize? A lot of people who say, "Oh no, if you go and check their life behind the scene, you run away." So the truth of the matter is, I should not confine my wife. I should never confine my wife to what people think or what people say. It's very important. There's going to be a high level of decency in what she will wear. but I'm not gonna be dictating for her what to wear. I mean, she has a life of her own. She has a heart of her own. She has, she has decision to make. She's a human. She's matured. So I cannot be dictating what she would do because I don't want people to say the things I don't want to hear. I mean, even if you are too nice, you are too decent, they will still have something to say. As decent as Moses Bliss's wife was on her wedding day, they still said one thing or the other.
I'm telling you.
I cannot fight these people. Let them be.
No, you can't.
Okay. Look at what happened between Jesus. Look at what happened between Jesus and Barabbas, right? Yeah. Jesus was the right guy, was the good guy, the righteous guy, the nice guy. Barabbas was the criminal. Guess what the people said? Kill Jesus, give us Barabbas.
Exactly.
So I cannot fight these people, please. Let them not come and crucify me.
No, but you're absolutely correct. I mean, when I knew that was a lost argument or a lost case was when, after they had criticized what she wore, then Minister Theophilus was going to get married. And they said, why is her dress too tight? And I'm like, what is wrong with these people? What do you want exactly? Like, what is so I just said to myself, at this point in time, one thing I am grateful for is the fact that you hardly find a lot of gospel artists trading words on social media. Like, oh, I'll clap back, or I'll come for you, I'm gonna respond. It's like complete ignoring every single negative comment. But anyway, Neon, this is a good week for you, and I know that you have more to come. So what's next for you? I know that you're working on a show, your very first in the UK. Let's talk about that. How excited are you for that?
I mean, I'm excited. So God has given us a new idea, a new vision, a new assignment called the Christocentric worship, where we go all over the world. We go all over the world singing about the finished work of Christ. Thank God I have a pastor called Pastor Flourish Peters who has groomed me in the gospel and has given me that opportunity to be able to, just sitting under his administration to receive the gospel has built my confidence to know what my assignment in this field is. And so that's why now that I've known my assignment, I've taken it upon myself by the help of the Spirit to take this same gospel that has been given to me to the ends of the earth. So we are starting with Canada in May. We'll be doing Christocentric worship in Canada and Christocentric tour in Canada. Then from Canada, we fly straight to the United Kingdom in London, where we'll be doing the Christocentric worship night live at the O2 Academy. And that's my first major concert in the United Kingdom. I've been going there severally, but now that I have clear view of what my assignment is, I am now boldly taking it to the ends of the earth, boldly taking it to the world. And so we're doing O2. If you notice, we're not doing churches. We're not doing the concert in churches. We're using like arenas. We're using secular environments where people have liberty to come in. Because some people, once you say the venue is church, you have restricted them. You've boxed them. So we don't want to box anybody. We just want you to come as you are. Although, because it's the United Kingdom, we have to sell tickets. So we're selling tickets for the event because there's so much we're doing together, flying the entire band, and then doing a whole lot of things, that cost money and cost pounds, thousands and thousands of pounds to do. So we're selling tickets to make sure that we'll keep up doing what we're doing. And then afterwards, we will go to Liberia. From Liberia, we will go to Belgium and some other, European countries to also station the Christocentric worship. And finally, we'll go to America. And then we'll come back. And then I'll come back to my wife, to come and spend time with my wife. It's so beautiful to say that.
I love it, though. I love how it just flows out of your mouth. My wife. Yeah, I've said my wife at least 50 times in this interview. Do you know that?
Oh.
You said my wife at least, give or take, 50 times in this interview. So I can tell how I can feel your excitement.
It's sweet though.
I'm excited.
I mean, big shout out to my wife, Lade. Lade, I'm going to be getting married to you a few days from now. I love you so much. Yeah.
Lade, I hope you're watching. I hope you're watching. Honestly, I hope she is. It's so beautiful to see. Like you rightly said, there's so much negative energy around what true love is and what it can be and what the prospect of marriage could be, and the negative projections out there are a lot. So it's really beautiful to see how excited you are, you know, without fear, without worry, knowing that you're going into this journey with somebody that you trust, you clearly adore, and you're excited. Like I can feel your excitement. It's tangible. It's absolutely beautiful to see.
Actually.
So Neon, I guess the next time I would see you would be at the wedding, and you know, let's have a great time on that day. Thank you so much for joining me on the show, Neon Adejo, and enjoy the rest of your day.
I'm so grateful.
You're welcome.